Alrighty, finally getting around to some DFFOO. We are going to be doing this a little, or I guess on the day of, usually like I wait a day. But today we're doing it the day of, and we actually did pull for Deuce's BT. I got pretty unlucky with it. I had to pity it, and I only got one FR along the way, so you know, a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. And look at the, I just want to point out the stats real quick. We have 6930 for Deuce, who's super boosted. But as you know, we've been working on green. And look at our attack for green, just regular boost. It's like 80, you know, almost 9,000. And on ace, it's like 9,200. So, you know, those crystal rooms are not to be underestimated in terms of stats. And I did try this fight just a little bit to see what was going on with a few teams. And I'm just generally going to go for, or at least in this particular run, I'm going to go for the most quests I can get. And that's basically just running a Type-0 team. And they're asking for green, white, and black crystals. And you know, we have a lot of green crystal characters. And, you know, just pulling Deuce, we do have access to her as well. So you know, we are pretty good in terms of the color department here. So feeling pretty good for you. And you know, these green crystal characters just happen to be Type-0, so a lot of overlap, and it's gonna help us complete a lot of quests along the way. So that's good for us. And here we're just gonna go ahead and charge up just a little bit. And Deuce's conditions, for the most part, they look generic at first, but it's actually kind of hard to come across a team that actually has a dedicated Brave battery that isn't a support, because most DPSs these days, they don't tend to actually give you anything in terms of, actually I think here. Like, do I LD? I think I kind of want to BT effect. Yeah, I think I'm going to BT effect here. So Deuce's conditions basically are 40% for having a party member act with note, which is, you know, basically free. But the other condition is give battery to the party, and not many characters can do that are, you know, that would be labeled DPS, I guess. But Rem's BT effect actually allows the party to actually brave everyone, so that's pretty good for her. Like, she synergizes very well with Deuce, so that's very good. So I think, you know, Deuce and Rem make a pretty good combo. Deuce, if you wanted to run Deuce's FR for whatever reason, it could also run really well with Fujin, because Fujin actually allows the first bravery attack you do to actually battery the party, like just as on her, I believe it's her LD buff, and that's actually really good because, you know, just being able to do that, it means you're able to fulfill the conditions for Deuce, basically just running those two together, no big deal. Although I guess in a Fujin comp, you're probably just going to be using Fujin's FR anyway. But if for whatever reason you wanted to use Deuce's FR there, you can do so. It is an option. And here we're just going to go ahead and get our BT effects going. And speaking of the note buff, it got a little bit of an upgrade. Before, it would like give like, what, 10 attack? And it was like a framed buff, and that's all it did. But now it like gives like 30 attack and like 5 M brave or something. So, you know, like small little upgrade there, small little upgrade. Nothing like super substantial or anything, but you know, good enough. Around these parts, we take what we can get. So here we're just gonna go ahead and get our Concerto. And Deuce, luckily too, now she's like a real force charger, where she actually extends her buffs by 1 whenever she grants a buff to the party. So that's very good for her, because now she can just spam Concerto and you know, not feel too bad about doing so. So we're gonna spam Concerto just a little bit more. And the force effects are a little annoying, but they're not like super detrimental, especially, you know, with Rem and Deuce supporting the party. It's mostly going to be the issue with these guys is they have, I don't know if you could call them HP gates, but they're basically HP gates. And all they really do is they stop you from actually doing any damage to them until you buff your own party. So that's kind of funny. And here I think we're actually just going to AA. And we do need to press LD soon. I say that, but do we? I think we're fine doing BT effect. And I think I'll do LD in Deuce's burst phase. Actually, I just realized we have an extra upcoming turn. And I don't know where that came from. But who am I to complain? Yeah, how did Deuce warp up there? That was weird. And we do have, we did apply Setzer's Brave Freeze Call just because these guys will take a few turns, but you know, 2 to 3 turns is not going to kill us in any in any meaningful way. And here we're just going to go ahead and refresh our LD buff real quick. And I think we'll do the same on Rem as well. Yeah, because as you can see, our damage is being hindered heavily. So we'll just go ahead and refresh this. Yeah, we're doing zeros. Actually, we're doing nose damage, aren't we? Yeah, we do need to cancel that soon, but for now, let's just go ahead and jackpot shot. Just because I feel like I never really get Ace's EX buff anymore. And Deuce, she actually does give like a second framed buff now with her BT effect. And it's like calls for, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like with an S and an F and a Z. Wow, our trap damage actually got through. And we actually got the red aura. Not bad. That was actually fairly lucky. And I do believe we have everything up that we need. Yep, we got our debuffs on. Let's go ahead and get this Deuce FR going. Yeah, because there are a few characters that can enable Deuce. A lot of them tend to be supports. Not too many DPSs that I know of actually battery the party. And there are certain batteries that don't work for these conditions either. Like Gabranth, for example. He's a character that, like, you know, he batteries on everything based on his HP damage dealt. But it doesn't trigger these conditions for whatever reason. It's like super odd. I guess it has to do with like text or whatever, you know. The Yu-Gi-Oh player, I can't read. And I think the more potent, because the buff's about to fall off on Deuce, and I think the more potent one is actually her Fortissimo EX buff. Although Crescendo's pretty good too. Ah, we'll be fine. It's one buff. We'll live. And actually, we did take a little bit of turns with Deuce here. Not super happy about it, but you know. It is what it is. I kind of think I should have gone for... more turns with their BT effective, just because we do want to BT phase with Deuce. So we can actually get her BT follow-up, because that's going to allow us to get through these, I guess you could call them HP gates. I'm not exactly sure the term you'd want to use for these here. And let's just go ahead and... yeah, let's target Rem herself first. And Rem will naturally, just because she does battery the party on her own, so you know, this is she would meet Deuce's conditions anyway, like fairly well. 105%, it's the 80 plus the 20. And Rem fairly speedy, I don't see Ace anywhere. I don't think I have the Ace passive on either. Or not the Ace passive, the D3 passive. Although I might have taken off Ace's speed passives now that I think about it. So we might be a little slower here. But it's not like it's like, you know, the end of the world or anything. Although you will get to see here, like for example, I do have half a mind to, we don't need to go into a BT phase if I'm being honest. Let's go ahead and... what do we do here? I guess we just Feather Brigade. I have half a mind just to go into Summon, not gonna lie. And then just like swap turns into Deuce when they're... effect procs. Because they are gonna be, you know, proccing blind studs here. That's just gonna go off. And that's gonna go off. 600%. Let's go ahead and... you know what we're going to do? What we're going to do instead is we're gonna get this up because this buff just fell off. $10 million, okay. I was thinking about like how I want to do this BT phase here. And I think I'm already out of FR Echoes with Rem. Yeah, so now these guys aren't going to take any damage unless we grant 3 buffs to our allies. Which is where they want you to really run Deuce with her BT effect, because, you know, her follow-up will give you that. But I'm wondering if Rem could do it. Doesn't she give, she gives a speed up and she gives her 1-turn buff. But I forget if she actually gives herself a buff. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's swap turns into Deucey once more. 115. Yeah, Rem can do it. Rem can do it. Yeah, so if you have Rem, you know, she could probably be a suitable replacement. And here, let's just go for our BT phase. And I think I want to get them down as low and as quickly as possible, so let's go ahead and EX. $18 million with this big ass flute. I like how she just plays like a bad note and they're just like, ah, my ears. Let's go for... Yeah, I do believe Hymn of Healing is what gives the free skill. And we do want to use that on Concerto. Or not Concerto, yeah, they get their Murderous Intent here. And this is why they want you running Deuce. But really, you know, you could do like a Rem BT phase and that probably work just as well. Yeah, so the 9 million's gone there, but we get our reward. Let's see, let's go ahead and... Dissonant Sonata. 92%. Let's see, and we could go ahead and do it one more time, actually. And we should be able to proc them down to their final threshold here with our FR. And if we don't, we're going to be very sad about it. Funnily enough, our Concerto is going to look a little bit wasted, but it's actually going to go towards actually getting rid of their red aura here, which is kind of funny. Oh man, maybe I should have targeted B. I wonder if it's really going to matter that much in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, because we could still buff the party. Wow, 137 on the charge, not bad. And unfortunately, I don't think B could go any lower. Unless he can, or maybe he can actually, maybe he can. Maybe that doesn't proc until after this damage is done. Yeah, we could still bring him lower. Okay, so we didn't really miss any damage there. And that was a Deuce BT face. You know, she's not exactly a damage dealer, but I did do this a little unoptimally. Like, we took a little bit more turns on Deuce's BT effect than I would have liked. And I think Ace might still have an Echo left, so, you know, we definitely missed out on some damage there. But that's perfectly fine. And I do believe Rem's getting her... Force Enhance 50 later next month. It's either in November or December, but I know it's soon, before the end of the year. So I remember it's like Rem that I was looking at, and Golbez and Sephiroth. Like those three are getting their Force Enhance 50 soon, so that's what I'm really saving my my enhancement materials for. Alright, Rem. I don't even think I've pressed your EX yet. I don't think I want to. Here, you're moving up too fast. Calm down. You have to relax. And I do believe the hardest thing button on Deuce is actually her LD. Because that's full HP damage and her EX is only split. So yeah, let's go ahead and just try and get as much damage as we can here. And I wonder if these guys would actually take damage if you used Ifrit Summon. Just because Ifrit gives you, or gives the party a Hellfire buff, and that's 3 turns. I wonder if that actually cancels the aura, or if it has to be like an actual skill. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and jackpot shot. Oh, that's right. I didn't flip up his cards, did I? I didn't flip up his cards. I probably should have done that. We have 4 turns left. I don't think we have enough time to actually flip or to get his BT effect to expire. I think Deuce might just... Actually, I think Deuce is out DPSing Ace. Well, Ace's damage comes from off turn, so I guess that's a little unfair. On turn 11 million? Whatever. Let's just go ahead and get this Siphon Delta. I do believe this fight should be over. And really, I wanted to bring Ash to this fight. Just because I'm like, ooh, Ash, you know, like, she's got some neat stuff to her kit. Let's just flip up that card real quick, just because we can. Alright, Ace, finish it off. Type-0 team. And yeah, basically this team was just so we could fulfill the most missions as we could in one run. That I wanted to fulfill anyway. Because you could also, like, bring Staff and Fist to get that done, but And there you go. Type-0 team. Easy so easy. I think I could have had a cleaner run if I just managed Deuce's BT effect a little better. I think I might have procced it a little preemptively. I think that could have gone a lot cleaner. But yeah, there you go. That's the run. Type-0 team. We did the party S real quick. I do have all the artifacts and stuff, and my spears, I wouldn't say are super optimal on Deuce because I did put them on her a while ago. But yeah, there you go. That's the, what is this? The Spiritus for Alexander. Take it easy.